Those moonflowers usually close when the sun comes out. But it's been raining and cloudy this morning, so it's still open. It's trying to close, but it's still open. But see how pretty it is? I mean, the edges are rolled over like it wants to close up, but it's still open. But look how pretty my plants are. Look at this tomato plant right there. I think it's grown 3 or 4 inches overnight. Look at that. And that was a volunteer that came up. And I think it's one of the bigger tomato plants. I don't think it's a little one. And I don't know if it'll have time to do anything before we get a freeze. But it's amazing that it even came up. I was going to try to get this fixed so you could see some of the garden in the background back there. Yeah, I'm having my coffee out here this morning. There's the entrance to the garden. Maybe if I move it back a little ways. And hopefully my AC central air unit will not come on as cool as it is. Maybe. I think I started the video a little earlier and it went off on me. I got my cup of coffee here this morning. Join me with a cup. I haven't been long woke up, so I look a mess. No makeup on. I had to have my cup of coffee. First cup today. But I said, what a blessing that it's rained. It rained off and on through the night. Woke up this morning and it was still raining. I mean, hey, what more could you ask for? That rain is like music to my ears. And I know my plants are all loving it. Oh my God, they're loving it. Yeah, I looked on the forecast and it said that we were going to get rain, possible rain like 50, 60% or more for the next 3 or 4 days. So if that's the case, our ground should get a real good soaking. Maybe I'll be able to get some dirt and put on top of my compost pile. I get a little bit of dirt put in the compost bins, that I've got that I can flip. That Miracle Grow one. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm wiping my eyes because my eyes are all cloudy this morning. You know how you get when you first get up in the morning. Yeah, it feels so good out here. It's just right. You don't need a sweater. It's not hot. It's just comfortable to be out here. I love listening to it rain. It's like music to my ears. It's so soothing. So soothing. I haven't been out here. I haven't been able to get out here in a while and just sit and talk because it's been too hot. And the AC would come on and run constantly so you couldn't hear anybody talk. It was just impossible. I ended up putting my basil in my dryer or dehydrator, and I put it out on the patio table, but it's on the other side of the house. That way the smell of basil is not so strong in the house. I mean, I can't bear the smell. It gets so strong in the house when you're running that dehydrator inside with that basil that it makes it difficult for me. So I got it full yesterday, and I put it outside on the patio on the other picnic table like this one that I'm sitting at now. And it's been there all night running, drying my basil. That's probably what I'm going to do from now on. When I've got something that smells real strong like that to dehydrate, I'm just going to put it out on the table outside. Let everybody in the neighborhood smell it. They'll wonder, what is that smell? It smells like basil. Where's it coming from? Yeah, I was kind of surprised when I looked out there when I first opened the door and came out that one moonflower is still open. So pretty. It's almost like a fluorescent white. I only saw one squirrel running around. All the birds are hid out, getting out of the rain. So there's not much wildlife out here this morning, but it sure is nice just to be here and watch it, listen to it rain and look at it rain. My garden should really have a growth spurt now. And I never did get around to harvesting my Swiss chard, so those leaves are going to be as big as a house by the time I get out there and harvest them, I guess. With all this rain, they're just going to grow and grow and grow. But some of it is giant kale, which is a giant leaf Swiss chard. So it's supposed to get really big. But I'm glad I got my mums in pots planted out here. I'm glad I got the pineapple tree here behind me planted in the ground, because now the rain will help it set roots and hopefully live. I don't know if it'll live through the winter or not. But I have nowhere to put a tree that's going to get as big as that anywhere else. It's too big even for my greenhouse, and I don't think it would survive in there either over the winter if it doesn't handle it out here. Yeah, it's kind of soothing just to sit out here and watch it rain, listen to it. And I can hear the faint sound of the traffic going by on the highway out here, the main highway. Almost kind of reminds me of the ocean, the waves hitting, because the the traffic, it doesn't really sound like traffic. It's like a mumbled sound, which if you used your imagination, you could think that it was the beach over there, and you could hear the waves coming in, which sounds good. Yeah, so right now I'm hoping all my stuff that I planted is going to do really good. Hope all my rose bushes will come back to life. That's good coffee this morning. Maybe it'll wake me up. I see a squirrel out there on that privacy fence, and he's just running along the top of it. Squirrels amaze me. I've seen them get up on the electrical lines between poles and just go back and forth from one pole to the other on that electrical line. And it's like, how do they do that? I guess they've got like claw feet that allows them to really wrap around that wire so they can hold on and walk on it. But man, if they ever come to a shortage in it, they'd get fried, wouldn't they? End up with fried squirrel up on the electrical line. Did I really say that? I hope the camera is picking up the sound of the rain, because it sounds so good. That might mean I'm going to have to get out here and mow before much longer. A few more days after all this rain we're going to have this week. But you know, I found in October, toward the end of October, when we get a heavy rain for several days, then usually by Halloween we get a freeze. And a lot of times on Halloween day or night, it's raining and it's freezing cold. I hope it's not going to be that case this year. But it might be. You never know about Texas. You never know about this weather. It will change on a heartbeat. Just listen. Y'all hear that? Raining a little harder. If you've already had your cup of coffee this morning, go get yourself another cup and sit down and talk with me a while. I'm just sitting out here really enjoying this. I mean, how long have I waited for it to rain and get the ground good and wet this summer? And for things to cool off a little bit. It's like I got to do some work on my half-barrel planter over there that's got that tomato plant in it that I just showed you. Because my barrel is sitting sideways. I need to get some rocks or something and get it leveled up, I guess. I don't know if I can do that right now. And I don't know if you can tell that it's crooked, but it is. That barrel right there in the middle. I don't know if I've got any rocks that'll... go under it. Need a couple of them. It almost goes from one one direction to the other one. That's a little bit straighter. Now, a lot straighter from here where I'm looking at it. Might not look straighter to you on the camera, but looks a lot straighter to me. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? That rain falling. Oh my God. It is so nice to see it rain. So nice. I mean, look how big the Swiss chard is right there. Giant kale. Look how big it got. It like grew 3 inches overnight. I mean, isn't that something? And all of it back there in the garden is the same way. It's come out of the top of the buckets and it's just spilling over. And I really got to go harvest it. But it's going to have to wait. It's raining. And I just got out in the rain to level up that pot over there. I don't think I want to get out in the rain to do any more. But just look at that. I would not have thought that it would have even come up in that pot. It had to be a stray seed because I did not plant tomato in that pot. It had to be in the compost. One little stray seed or something. It was probably from a big table tomato. Big slicing tomato. Oh, yeah, I'm just sitting here enjoying this. But I had to share it with you because you know how desperately we've been praying for rain out here. And the camera's crooked. We have desperately been praying for rain. I love it, love it, love it. That little bit of breeze blowing. And see, with me, the air is clean. I can breathe without sneezing and coughing and gagging. The air gets washed with the rain. So then the wind can blow and I'm not coughing. I mean, I have some cough anyway, but still, it's not like it would be if it was not raining at all. But it settles the dust down, all that pollen. Yeah, I'm just loving it. I'm hoping my crepe myrtle out there in the corner of the yard that I planted this past year will come back to life. Maybe some of the roots are still alive. I don't know. I'm going to leave it there till spring, and we'll see what happens with it. My moonflowers in the rock garden out there have perked up. They're looking good. One of them is above the ground. They look real good. Listen to that little water fountain go, and the traffic, the rain, and the little water fountain, the sound of the water trickling is just soothing out here. Love it, love it, love it. How's the weather where you're at today? Wonder if it's raining or nice and sunny. Is it cold? Is it hot? Leave me some comments. Let me know. Let me know where you're at and how the weather is there today. I mean, it's it's not cold here. Like I said, the temperature's just right. But if I was out there working, really doing physical stuff in the yard, I'd be sweating. But just sitting here right now, it's comfortable. Yeah, if we get 3 or 4 days of rain, oh my God. Talk about ask and you shall receive. Oh. But it waited long enough to get here. Yeah, the last couple of rains we got brought all the grass and the weeds back to life. And then this one is really going to make it start growing. So I know I'm going to have to mow probably in a week at least. Maybe before. Maybe by the weekend. But that's okay. I'm not going to mow if it's raining. It'll have to wait till the yard, dries out a little before I mow. So, it's kind of easing up now. But this is the way it's been since early yesterday evening. It'll rain a little bit and then it'll ease up, sprinkle, then it'll rain again. I mean, it's not a hard rain, but it's enough that it's getting the ground wet. My plants out there at the little bird bath ought to really come to life too. Because I intended to get out there and water them yesterday and I never made it. I was going to put compost tea to them. So this rain now is helping them a lot. Oh, I got the wind blowing the wrong direction. Don't you just love it when your hair is down and the wind's blowing and it blows it towards your face instead of away from it? Yeah, hopefully it'll stay like this for most of the day today, hopefully. And even tonight. Well, y'all, I finished my coffee. I guess it's time to go back in the house and see if I can get something done. Wind is something else. It's going to take you around and take a look at the dehydrator. But you know what? I think I'm going to go through the house. Go out the other door. Put my cup down. Because I need to go check that dehydrator. Where that basil is. There's little buddy. He was in his swing and jumped out. Look at there. Well, I can't get the camera around so you can see him. I'm going to rotate my kind of do this number, shake it around, and rotate my trays. That at the bottom is really dehydrated good. Turn it down just a little bit. But there you go. I got another dehydrator full of basil. And there's little buddy. He's enjoying this cooler weather. He's gained some weight back. He's gained quite a bit of weight back, so I know he feels better these cooler days. He's stretching. You gonna put a show on for the YouTubers, huh? You gonna put a show on for the YouTubers? Isn't he pretty? He's a pretty cat. Ain't that right, little buddy? He's a pretty kitty. Might have to come out here and tie up my peppers again. Some of them look like they've fallen over the ties I had on them before. Look at that. Isn't he sweet? Isn't he sweet? Yeah, if you got allergies and you use a dehydrator, if you got anything that's really strong smelling, go ahead and put it outside. If you've got a patio or covered area that you can put it out in. Little buddy says, hello, everybody. Well, y'all, I've enjoyed chatting with you this morning. I hope all of you enjoyed your coffee with me. From little buddy and me, please have a blessed day. Please like, share, subscribe to my videos, and we'll both see you on our next one. Bye now.